What is coming in for you? What's coming in for you is that you have to realize that you are being tested in this moment. The test is, are you going to be cocky or are you going to be resilient? Are you going to get what you need to get done? Are you going to power through? Are you going to do your best to overcome, or are you going to be arrogant? Are you going to sit back and think that things are just going to be handed to you? Are you going to believe that you could get whatever you want without working for it? The choice is yours. What's coming in for you is a choice. It's a decision that you have to make to step into who you are. Are you who you say you are? This is what's coming for you. The opportunity to show up as you say you are is here. And you have to acknowledge that there's a reason behind what you do. Are you doing what you do to be pretentious, or are you doing what you do to add value? Are you the kind of person who calls himself intelligent, thoughtful, inspiring as a way to fuel your ego, or are these the traits that you've cultivated by putting in the work, the time, the effort into learning your craft, honing your skills, becoming an asset to any team that you join? And what's coming in for you is also a very playful time. You are shifting out of an energy of hard work into an energy of fun, in experiencing the world as your playground. You are coming into a time where you have acknowledged that there's a balance that you strive for, a balance between being and doing. You are the kind of person who, since you were coming out of this hard work energy, I feel like you were very much telling yourself that you have to do this or you have to do that or you need to do this. And I feel like you're shifting into now being like, I get to do this. I have the opportunity to do this. I'm grateful for being able to do what I do. And I'm grateful for being who I am. And I feel like this is a key mindset shift that is taking place for you at the moment. And I feel like you're being faced with reality. You're being faced with the choice of reality versus fantasy. And I feel like there's a lot of rhetoric online about being delusional in order to achieve your dreams or to achieve your goals. And to some degree, this being delusional can be a tool, because when you see your present reality is really the culmination of your past actions. So what you see is really the past. So if you want to have a new current reality, then you're going to have to do new actions right now. And I feel like you're being tested in whether or not you're going to be rude to who you used to be. Like, I feel like if you're not currently living each action today as your desired reality, you are just maybe not holding gratitude for your past self. Like, you're being rude to your past self. You're complaining about what your past self did for you in order for you to end up in the situation that you are right now, even though you should be showing grace and compassion to your past self for getting you to this stage in the game, because from here is how you're going to achieve everything you've ever wanted. And you need to remember that you're a master manifester. Like, you can have anything that you ever wanted and dreamed of, and this is literally unfolding for you right now. It's about being patient and taking inspired action. And this comes, like, the inspired action comes from working on your mindset. And I feel like you've done the work. You've put in a lot of time and effort into shifting your perspective, changing your mindset, thinking positively, and also showing up in the world as your desired self. Like, I feel like you're the kind of person who works backwards. You think about the goal that you want to achieve, and then you think about who you must become in order to achieve the goal for yourself, and then you make a list of all the attributes that this person embodies, and then based on the list of attributes that you must embody, you take the steps towards becoming that person who has achieved the goals that you are pursuing. And this is how you're able to manifest so effortlessly, because you know that your dreams and goals and desires coming to fruition is really a byproduct of you embodying the person who has achieved those goals. And you are who you say you are. You are what you do. This is confirmation that you're able to manifest anything that you want, and everything that you want is on its way to you right now, because you've taken the time and effort to embody the person who can and has achieved your desires. And I feel like you need to give yourself more credit for that. And you also are you're being initiated right now. This is the test that you're facing. You have to use the resources you've cultivated up until now in order to get where you're going. You have to really be resourceful. You have to take in I don't even want to say you have to, because this is going back to what I said, that we're shifting out of the have to and you're shifting into the get to. So you get to use all the resources that you have gathered, or that you have access, that you are able to access in order to get where you're going. This is a time of investment. I feel like you are at a point where you have the resources to invest into yourself, whether that's financial means, whether that's knowledge means, as in you have access to books and the internet, where you can read articles or watch YouTube videos or buy a skill class or a course class, just anything in order for you to invest in yourself in order to build the skills needed to get to the next level. And I feel like to get to this next level, you need to access your voice. Your voice is a very important part of leveling up. You are meant to express yourself. The opposite of depression is expression. When you are sad and still and cold and feeling like you don't want to move, you don't want to do anything, this is the time to use your voice. You can be in bed, unable to move. Just talking to yourself can change that moment for you. Talk to yourself like a loved one. Talk to yourself like your inner child is listening. Talk to yourself like a child on the street, a stranger, like a strange child, not a strange child, a child who you don't know is on the street alone in distress, how would you talk to them? Talk to yourself like that in these moments. Speak life into yourself. This is how you bring that spark back. This is how you jolt yourself back to the reality in which you can feel the pulsating nature within you, the electric kind of spark that springs us into action. This is the inspired action. It's like a moment, like you think it and then you do it. I feel like when we are in our slower, more dense, depressed energy, we are slow, like we aren't quick to move. And when we're in our electric, sparking, inspired action energy, we're quick to move, we're quick to talk, we're quick to do things, like we take action. Like the thought and the action, like the time between the thought and the action is smaller when we are in our inspired electric energy. And I feel like that's what you're coming into. And you should know that you have star power. You are stardust. Like, it's not even to be like this is my way of saying you are everything. Everything is everything. Like, you don't know how you do it, but you make the stars shine. Like, that's embedded within your nature. You are part of the celestial bodies that we see in the sky. Like, that is your essence. And this is the mindset that you are stepping into. You're stepping into a reality in which now you know your star power. You know that your voice is what activates this power within you. You know that the spark, the electricity that comes from your voice is meant to shock people, to shake people's core. You're meant to deliver a message that makes people go from unsure to certain. You make people feel understood because you express yourself. You've found ways to express yourself in a way that makes misunderstood people feel seen, feel heard, feel represented. And this is because you know what it feels like to be unheard and unseen and suppressed and oppressed, and just, you know what it feels like to be outcasted, to seem invisible, to be put on the back burner. And I feel like you decided no more. You decided to put yourself in the forefront. You decided to shine your light regardless of who was paying attention to you. Because when you start putting your energy into yourself, when you start paying attention to yourself, when you start pouring into your own cup and filling that up, people take note. They can feel the energy shift within you. They can see your growth. People see what's inside of you before you can see it inside of yourself. People can tell that you are successful even when you have imposter syndrome. You wonder if you're doing enough, if you're able to like do what you're already doing, but you are, and you've already done it. You've been doing it. It's done. And that's like why you are like meant for the spotlight. You have a purpose in which you were meant to be at the forefront. You were meant to shine very brightly for the world to see. And this is because of your anointing. Like, when God's favor is on you, when you have invited God into your life and you live by his word, you know that he has a mission for you. He has a testimony given to you, and you are responsible for using your talents, your gifts, your voice in order to share the message that he has put on your heart. And a lot of the time, this message can lead to an audience. Like, people are meant to hear what you have to say. People are meant to see your testimony. People are meant to see you rise because you it's so funny. It's really funny because I feel like there's some resistance. There's resistance in you to be in the spotlight because you have gotten really comfortable to being in hermit mode, which is isolation and just like reflection and basically cultivating your inner world, because God has had to separate you from the rest so that he could work on you in private, so that when you came back out in public, you came into the spotlight, you stepped into your star power, you became this, like, you stepped into the center. He now knows that you have created within you the tenacity and resilience in order to stand strong with all eyes on you. He knew that taking you away from everybody and working on you in private, showing you how to meditate, showing you the power of journaling, showing you the power of your own voice, the power of learning, the power of research, the power of, like, all of those things. He's now saying you are ready to go back into society. You are ready to step out of the jungle into the clear path. Like, you have gained clarity on your journey about where you're going. And you know that you're meant to go towards the light because you were born in the dark. You gained consciousness in the dark. You were able to look around you and see what it is that you needed to work on, what you needed to change, how you needed to grow. And seeds grow by being planted in the ground. In the ground, it is dark. There's no sunlight there. But as trees begin to grow, what do? They grow towards the light. And that's what you are doing in this new season. And in this new season, you're being called to be kind. You're being called to be kind to yourself. I feel like you've had a lot on your heart lately, and just showing up for yourself when you have a heavy heart is self-care. Whether that's doing your hair, doing your nails, doing some skincare, taking a shower, lighting a candle, drinking some tea, like all the tools in your toolkit that you've collected during your hermit mode, now is the time to pull these out in order to show yourself kindness as you are going through this major transformation. You are stepping into a new version of yourself. And in this new version, you are attracting the partnerships needed for you to build the community in order for you to go far. There's this saying, a lot of people know it. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Go with community. Go with good company. And I feel like after God has taken you into your isolation period to work on you alone, he's now sending you out into the world to find your tribe. And he's going to bless you. And he's already blessed you. He's already blessed you with amazing partnerships and amazing resources in your life in order for you to grow, in order for you to find the people who will support you and love you and show up for you. And right now I feel like you're stepping into a really fierce energy. Like the energy that you have can be described as like panther like. I'm getting like a black cat kind of energy. This is an energy. I'm going back to the resilience that I mentioned earlier. Like this energy is very resilient. And I just watched The Lion King the other day. So now I'm thinking about wildcats, like lions, cheetahs, jaguars. Like this is like wildcat energy that you were stepping into. And this is, I feel like this energy that you're stepping into, it's bringing you closer than you think to all of your dreams and desires. Like I feel like everything that is coming to fruition for you is right around the corner. Like it's not far away anymore. Like I feel like when you started your journey, it was like being at the bottom of a really tall hill and just looking up and thinking like, wow, how will I ever get there? But now it's like you've been climbing and you've been walking and you've been crawling at times. You've kept going. You just kept going. And now you're closer than you think. Like, I feel like at one point you just stopped looking at the top of the hill because that wasn't motivating you. You were looking at the next step. You were just like, okay, if I put one foot in front of the other and I just keep walking, like, I'll get there. And now I feel like you just have walked and you've walked, and now you're like maybe looking up for the first time in a while, and you're like, wow, I'm actually really close. I'm way closer than I think I am to achieving this goal that I set out for myself. I'm actually here with, like, I'm here with it already. And this is like confirmation to keep going, because you are right on the nose. Like, you're so close. Like, you probably can feel it. Like, you feel it in your bones, you feel it in your soul, you feel it in your heart. You can feel how close you are to this breakthrough. And I believe that this breakthrough for you is going to be very fruitful. You're going to experience the fruits of your labor because of how you just kept going. Like, you were resilient, you were tenacious, you really got focused. You became so focused that you just stepped into a new reality. You stepped into one where you have achieved your desires. And not only have you achieved your desires, but you came to know yourself as limitless, as abundant, as all, like, as, like, all there is for real. Like, you know that you have unlimited resources towards, because, okay, I feel like there's this resistance when I say resources, because a lot of times when we think about resources, we think about materials, we think about paper money, we think about, like, cars, we think about, like, we just think about material aspects of resources. But resources, there's so many intangible resources that we can cultivate for ourselves, such as wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge turned into action. Because when we learn something, right, that's knowledge. Like, we read a book, we learn a concept, that's knowledge. When we apply this knowledge, that's wisdom. Because now you're taking what you've learned and putting it into practice. And I feel like that's where you are right now. You're somebody who is taking what they've learned and putting it into practice. And this is why you have access to unlimited resources because you always can learn. Every day you should be striving to learn something new. Every moment you can learn. And then once you put what you learn into action, that is a resource, because now you can talk about what you've created, what you've built for yourself, like what you've been able to achieve through seeking out knowledge, learning, and applying it. You need to know that you have a heart of gold. Not a lot of people are doing the work that you are doing. You really are passionate about change and about growth, about transformation. I feel like there's a lot of people are on different journeys. Some people are not meant to change and grow much during their lifetime, but I feel like you are meant to grow. Like, I'm not trying to think about how much, like, it's immeasurable. Your growth will be immeasurable because it'll be constant. I feel like you are the kind of person who is changing constantly. And I feel like this is what brings you a lot of peace, because I feel like you used to be in a really stuck energy in the past. And this was like, I feel like you prefer the pain of growth over the pain of stagnancy, because you know the pain that you felt when you haven't grown, when you haven't evolved, when you've just been the same person month after month, year after year, and you got tired of it. You were like, no more. I'm not going to be that person anymore. I want better for myself. And making that choice, making that decision, and embracing it and embodying the attributes of somebody who's constantly changing, constantly evolving and growing has brought you so much peace. It's brought your spirit peace. And this is a reminder that to keep your ego in check, to know that your rate of growing is not something to compare to others and be like, oh, I'm better than them because I've grown and I've done this and I've done that. Like, I feel like you're being called right now to have compassion for those who are growing at a pace that is different from yours, and not to shame or guilt people who are growing at their own pace, because you don't know what their journey consists of. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know how they feel. You could never experience somebody else's pain in the way that they have. So what looks like, if somebody doesn't look like they're growing in the way that you are, who are you to judge them? Who are you to say that they aren't doing enough? Who are you to say that they need to do better or do more? You don't know how much they've done to be where they're at today. So just keep that ego in check, because only God can judge us. Only God could judge us. Only God knows our journeys. We don't know anyone else's journey. So as long as you recognize it's between you and God, your journey, your growth, your evolution is between you and Him. Stay focused. Don't worry about anybody else. Don't worry about how they are measuring up to you. Don't worry about how you are measuring up to them. Just know that you are on the right path. Keep going. You're almost there. You're closer than you think. You have a heart of gold. Keep using your voice to express yourself. Embody that star energy, that star power that you have. Step into it. And yeah, reap the fruits of your labor. You reap what you sow.